Well, usually I do this for the other channels, but I'm going to do it here because. All right. Well, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. So, Blumhouse, it is official now. There were rumors, but it is official. It now does have control of the Saw series, the Saw franchise, whatever we call it, the Saw IP. So, it has officially bought the stake in producing the movies. Lionsgate still has some rights. Apparently, they're keeping 50% of it. So, they will still distribute the films, so on and so forth. But the message just now is Jason Blum, and yes, James Wan, who actually made the first film, and yes, has done the Aquaman films for DC. They are back in control. Now, what does this mean? Well, let me give the very short version because I do like the Saw films. I do respect them. However, I'm not a hardcore fan. I did try seeing the later chapters, but I'll be totally honest. I'm like, it was getting really wonky and complicated. There's also questions of internal consistency with the canon. So I've seen the first three films, as well as the last Saw film, which was technically a prequel, kind of in between chapter. I also even saw the Chris Rock film, which is technically a part of the Saw films, but really is its own weird, not main series chapter. And it was a little weird and confusing. I think they gave it a try, but it's not that good a film. However, I've not seen the later films, which I'm told get really weird and not necessarily high quality. And I'll be totally honest with the third film, I was just clocked out. I was just like, okay, it seems they had two really good films and just didn't know how to continue the story. But the last Saw film was excellent. Excellent film, very intense, very gritty. Tobin did an amazing job as Kramer, and they have a very weird, interesting Easter egg twist ending. I don't want to give that away. It's very well done. If you are a Saw hardcore fan, you'll be like, oh, wow, that was very clever. I guess I'm a very strong fan of the early Saws, but not the later Saws. So let's get to it. What does this mean exactly? Well, again, this begs the question because James Wan does have some power. He merged his production film company, I guess, with Jason's Blumhouse films. And I'm like, okay, who's really going to be in control? Is it going to be James and or Jason? Because Jason's record has been, of late, my personal opinion, pretty bad. I did not really enjoy the Halloween trilogy. I mean, I thought it was an atrocity and just a complete insult to the fandom. I will admit it did have some virtues. It did look good. Like Michael looked amazing, but the story was just garbage. And they were all painful. The first film did have a lot of potential. I think they were going in interesting places, but then they had some stupid twists which destroyed the story. So I did not enjoy the Halloween trilogy. And the Blumhouse films have been all over the place for me. And again, I do try to support Blumhouse. I actually saw their Freaky Friday bad thriller. That thing was not even goofy fun. So I've been very mixed where they go with their project. However, two things can be true. Even though they have a long slate of really bad projects, they do occasionally have some winners. Like their attempt to do The Exorcist was at best below average, but it did have a few good scenes, some really great moments. But overall, it was like, I don't care about this story. I don't really care. I do defend some aspects which were really clever, but yeah, don't know. But now Jason is saying they're wiping that from the canon. That no longer exists. They're going to give it to Mike Flanagan. Maybe he'll resurrect it. So the good and bad thing about Jason is he cares about the money. So if something doesn't make money, he will change. He will change everything to start making money. So the Saw franchise has $1 billion plus in the bank. So it does make money, but frankly, until the last chapter, it was kind of on a downward trajectory. So they are willing to do some crazy radical things to make money. That's good. And James Wan will have at least some voice in the production. But people are already doing this weird imagining he'll do the film, he'll write the film. The guy's just very busy. He's an in-demand director. He's got a big right CV at this point. He's a name director. I don't think he's one of the biggest or even one of the best directors, but he's got a big name. So he's probably busy doing other things. That said, this is a project he did, and I do think he cares about it. And we have the original creators. So they're either going to do a sharp reboot or try to continue with Tobin. They could do both. They could just have the Tobin universe, where he remains John Kramer, or, which is more probable, recast the role with a young person, like late 30s, early 40s, to continue a series of films. Again, I think it's better they let the Saw universe, the old Saw universe, continue, as crazy as that was, and then begin their own universe. But given film production, the way it works, even with Blumhouse, I mean, they make films for like $5 million, $10 million. They're probably going to start with a reboot, right? But I think it would be wiser to keep two universes, in my humble opinion. But it's going to be very crazy. So I'm just very nervous because Jason has made a lot of bad decisions, but he does make a lot of good decisions for the money. So the good thing about him is he cares about the money. So if it makes him a lot of money, he'll do it. He'll also do really bad things for the money too. Like the Halloween films made a lot of money, but they really polarized the fandom. So I don't think that James Wan, now being formally back into the franchise, says, "Oh, well, now it's going to be the greatest franchise in the universe." I'm like, I don't think that, but maybe they'll do something. But yeah, one of the speculations, it'll take 3 to 5 years. You don't know Blumhouse. They're going to get something started real quick. In the next couple months, they're going to start getting a team together. They'll probably pump it out in about a year. I would guesstimate we're getting a new Saw next year because Jason works quick. So to be totally frank, that's good news for me. Like updates and news items, I do get traction. I do get a little money from that, but I am very nervous what they're going to do with the Saw mythology because they did such a good job with the last film. It's like, oh no. And they really did. I really hope they do a sequel to that. And again, they care about money. So maybe they'll do like a final prequel sequel with Tobin, wrap it up, and then start their own universe. We can hope. We can hope. But let me not be accused of clickbait. Yes, it is official. James Gunn is changing his Superman canon in real time. So let me get the official statement. So there was a very wonky, it's very short. There's a shot of Superman flying. And I joined, by the way. I'm not going to lie. On Twitter, it was getting pounded as really stupid and looked really, really bad. And I agreed with a lot of the Snyder fans who were like, this looks like garbage. It looks really like garbage. I'm like, what the hell is happening? And James Gunn has saying that it was a photograph of his face, that's David, and him flying. This is to Entertainment Weekly. It was a photograph of a drone flying in front of an actual background. So all the pieces were real, but it was incorporated in a kind of funky way. I didn't love the shot, so it's not even the shot that's in the movie. So there are now portions of these TV spots or trailers which will not appear in the film. Now, this is fairly normal. The MCU is notorious for putting out trailers and they will shoot it. It's a real shot, but then it's not in the movie. One of the most grotesque versions of this, and let me just rant on for 3 seconds, is with Infinity War, they promised the Hulk. They had the Hulk raging, running, full blown, super muscular. That never shows up in Infinity War. That is fake advertising. So that is very problematic to me. That is very problematic. It's normal things in the trailer do not appear in the movie. It's very weird and interesting, but this is like you full on lie to people. That I think was borderline. Don't do that. I don't disagree with James Gunn doing this. I think that's a good idea, and glad he is looking carefully at his own shots and saying, "Yeah, that didn't really look right. We're not going to do that." Okay, that's good. He's being self-critical, and it just shows you how big movie making is. People have this whole image that you make it in 3 seconds in your backyard. No, it is a very intensive, very long process. So the number of shots in a film are insane. It's so many shots. However, this was released as a TV spot, and the fact that he's saying, yeah, it was really below quality. We really didn't like it that much, but we released it anyway. It's like, okay. All right, we're going to take it back. It's not even the movie. Don't worry about it. Alrighty then. But he's keeping other suspicious shots. Many shots that look, frankly, like a really bad adult film parody. We're going to keep that. So it's a very weird scale he's working with. But no, I mean, I think it's good. It's good that he's willing to acknowledge, yeah, we kind of messed up there. But I mean, this was a full on official trailer. This is an official spot. And you're like, yeah, we're going to change our minds there. Okay. Maybe he should have handled that before. But again, he is now also a co-head of the studio. So he's going to be busy. But it's like, all right, I guess. Alrighty then. So, yeah, there we are. So, I still think they're gonna do okay with Superman, but and again, it is good he's acknowledging the feedback and like, yeah, that didn't look right. I do love it though. For months and months, the Snyder cult was being called, "You're so toxic." Oh my god! Flippity flippity. He looks great. He's flipping around. He's Superman. It's supposed to look goofy. Yeah, those people are really out there. So two things can be true. I'm glad James Gunn is self-critical of his own work, but yeah, some of the gun chills and some of the gun cultists, they really got to be, more careful. They got to be like, not everything is golden with James Gunn. Even he acknowledges, yeah, we kind of messed up there. We're moving on. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's good that they're going to try to improve Superman best possible. But I don't know. When you put this in the official media, yeah, that's very weird. That's where very, very, very weird. And that is it for now. More updates coming. Thanks for listening.